Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and I'm here with your review for a movie that's doing okay at the box office considering it's a remake of a 100-year-old film, Nosferatu. Eggers. I like his movies. Not all of them work as well as some of the other ones, but I love The Witch. I like the light. I like his movies. Nosferatu is a beautiful film. One of the movies I was most excited about seeing this year. It is so well shot, so well directed as far as just the shot and the cinematography and it's not a bad movie. It's doing really well. But I'm going to give you a little bit of the history. So it's a remake of Nosferatu. It's a 1922 silent film directed by Murnau, and he got sued because he couldn't get the rights to Dracula, and then made his own version, and it's basically Dracula. So when you're watching this and you go, man, this movie's a lot like Dracula, Bram Stoker's widow actually almost had all the prints destroyed. It's miraculous that Nosferatu still exists. Beautiful film, should watch it. Here's the problem with updating and doing a remake of a 100-year-old movie. The source material in 1922 was also by that time kind of old. We deal with the plague right after the Spanish flu, and now we had our own plague in the last few years. It plays heavily into this. I just don't know that it works. The movie, I enjoyed it. But for modern audiences, I found myself laughing a few times. The Dickensian language is tough, and it's also Dickensian acting. I mean, Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok Dracula, or whoever is fantastic. People who are going to complain about the mustache, you shouldn't, because that's what Stoker wrote. If you actually read the source material, unfortunately, most of the movies based on Dracula have nothing to do with Dracula. They're basically based on a two-act play that's been over 100 years old and that we just keep doing and it's not actually, I mean, there's a scene where he has a bag full of babies and throws them. Still didn't make it into this movie. That being said, you gotta have some sort of finish. You gotta have some sort of payoff. And I don't know that it just works in today's society. I don't know that Nosferatu works. Because he just is so stringent of sticking to the source material of the 22 film and Stoker's novel. I think we lose something with the updating. The update. I've heard all these people complain about overacting and all. I'm not. Lily Depp does the best she can. She's basically playing a possessed person. It had to be awful. It had to be awful. Some of the contortions she had made. Bill Skarsgård as the makeup had to be awful, and that mustache. That's what he looks like in the book. Can I recommend it? You should watch it. It's probably one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Every shot in it's almost like a painting. It's so beautiful. But at the end of the day, will I ever rewatch it? Maybe. I don't know. They're all good actors. The person who probably gets away the most unscathed is Ralph Ineson, and then followed by Nicholas Hoult with a Dickensian dialogue, then probably Willem Dafoe. I don't know that you're invested in any of these people. I don't know that I feel bad for any of them. Dracula's a monster. Of course, he's a monster in the book too. There's no humanity towards him. There's no humanity. I don't know. I don't really feel bad for Lily Rose's character either. I don't know that I feel. In fact, I think she kind of screws over everybody in the movie, if in my opinion. So, should you see Nosferatu? Well, if you're a vampire fan, you've probably already seen it. If you're a Dracula fan, you've probably already seen it. But yeah, it's not a terrible movie. It's just a beautiful car without a great engine in it, as Stephen King said about Kubrick's Shining. I don't know that I feel that way about Kubrick Shining, but I get what he's saying, and I want to throw that criticism at this one too. Is that I don't know that it's very relatable in today's society. Yes, watch it. It's beautiful, but some of you, I don't, you're talking about how scary this is or how moving this is, and I didn't get it. In fact, I giggled several times throughout the film, and I feel like a lot of people probably did. I'm glad that we're making these. However, I wish he'd actually kind of updated it instead of just being so true to the source material. That being said, it's one of his favorite movies and influenced him a lot, and it's absolutely beautiful. So, watch Nosferatu, Eggers. Not a bad movie at all, just probably not my cup of tea. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly.